Hi, I'm Jeff. In this video, we're going to look at the link tool, which is part of FreeCAD's general workbench. Stick around. I'm using FreeCAD version 0.19 that was built on the 2nd of January 2021 for this demonstration, and I'm running it on Ubuntu Linux version 20.04. The link tool allows us to link an existing model into the design that you're working on. FreeCAD treats the linked model as though it is part of your design. So standard tools such as transforms or Boolean operations will actually work and allow you to manipulate your design based on the existing model. It's worth noting though that the link tool is not a substitute for an assembly. All it does is it pulls the existing model into your design and that's it. It's also worth noting that many of the tools in FreeCAD will treat the linked model as part of the design, although some of the newer workbenches may not do this yet. So your mileage may vary. To demonstrate how this tool works, I'm going to open up an existing model which represents a lamp. And then I'm going to create a second model which I will link the lamp into. And it's just going to be a blank model at this point. So to link the lamp model into my test model, what I do is I open up the lamp model in the model view and then click on its body. Then what I do is I want to switch back to the test model, which is my working one. But instead of clicking on it within the model view down the left-hand side, what I need to do is firstly click on the View tab so I can see it, even though there's nothing in it at the moment. Then click on the link icon. And what you can see when I fit it to the screen is it has now linked in a copy of the lamp. And you can see in the model for the test that there is a body, and next to it is on its left is a little icon with a link arrow in it, representing the fact that it is a link. So if I save that now, it's going to ask me whether I want to save all the dependencies as well, and I'm going to say yes. And if I go back to my lamp model, let's just say for sake of argument that I want to modify the sketch, and let's do some mods on the top here just for some fun. Let's make the height of that say 150 millimeters, so it's clearly much bigger. Close that, fit that to the screen, we'll save it, and then when we go back into the test and go back to the front, fit it, you'll see that it has changed in here as well. If I go back into the sketch again and let's make it and let's change it down to say 20 mil, so it's a pretty flat lamp. Close that, save it, come back into here, into the test model. You see it's automatically updated it. So you can see how easy it is to actually put models in. But what about some practical purposes for this? In some of my previous videos, you would have heard me mention that I like to create spreadsheets defining components that I use regularly. These sort of components are T-nuts and screws and that sort of thing. Using the link tool, I can keep my definitions of those components very simple and then link in the spreadsheet into my current working model so that I can use the definitions to set the right parameters in the sketches. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I do that. I'll create a new model. I'm going to save it as test2. And then I am going to I'll switch to the part design workbench, and I'm going to create a body and a simple sketch in the XY plane. And this sketch is really just going to define a plank, and I'm going to insert a counterbore hole which represents my T-nut, or where the T-nut will mount in. So I'm just simply going to create a plank. It's going to be symmetric around the origin point. Its length, which I set using Shift H, is going to be 200 mil, and its height, which I'm going to set using Shift V, or vertical constraint, is 75 millimeters. Close that, and I think I'll just pad that out to be 30 millimeters. Then just going to create a datum plane on there. Now that I've done that, what I'm going to do is import or link in the T-nut specifications. So to do that, I click on the T-nut model and then select the spreadsheet within it. And as you can see, I've got my parameters here. And then I'm going to come back to my test model, and I'm going to click the link tool. And as you can see, down the left hand side here in the model view, it now has that linked in. Now you can see in my spreadsheet, it's got various attributes that I can use, and what they represent is this model here. So you can see that I've got a base diameter, which is the overall diameter of the base of the T-nut. I've got the material thickness, which is the thickness of the material itself, which is very small, etc., etc. And in here, in the spreadsheet, I have defined the alias for them, and I'm using this model of the spreadsheet, which I drew up in the Tech Draw workbench, to show me what all these parameters mean. And I've just got this within a wiki on my home computer, and when I need it, I pull up the page, get the parameters I want, and then put them straight into my design. So we'll come back to this template that I'm working on, and what we'll do is on the datum plane, I'm going to create a sketch, and all I'm going to do is simply place a circle which represents where I want the T-nut to go. In fact, we might put a couple in. I'm actually not planning on constraining these. And then what I do is I'm going to use the hole tool. I'm going to set the diameter of the hole that goes through the plank, and that's in this diameter field here. And I'm going to use the value from the spreadsheet, and looking at my model here, that will be called the thread block diameter. So I click on the formula editor and I select the spreadsheet. Now, I'll come back to it later, but you'll see that there is 1/4 inch T-nut specifications listed at the top and also at the bottom. Yep, where is it? Right there. This one is actually the spreadsheet. The other one is the name of the file. Keep them slightly differently named to reduce confusion. Now we'll use this to be the thread block diameter, which is set to 7.5 millimeters as per my spreadsheet here. thread block diameter 7.5 millimeters. I'm now going to set the depth to be through all, because I want it to go the whole way through. So you can see we rotate it like that. I'm now going to set the diameter of the counter bore. So again, we use the formula editor to get the value out of the spreadsheet. And its parameter is the base diameter. And the depth of the base is going to be the material thickness. So SC material thickness. And again, we go back to the spreadsheet for that. Material thickness. And when we disable or hide the datum plane, you can see now I have a plank with holes for 2 T-nuts. The second example that I'm going to show you comes from a home renovation that I'm working on. So I'm going to open up a simplified version of the floor plan. As you can see, it's just a simple room with some windows. And what I'm going to do is link in a lamp and a desk. Before I do that, let me open the desk. If we have a quick look at the desk in the model view down the left hand side, you can see that it's made up of 5 bodies. The link tool only links to a single body. So if I click on the left leg and then come back to my floor plan and click the link tool, zoom in a bit, you can see all it's done is linked in the leg. Let me just hide the inner wall and outer walls just to make it a bit easier to see. So it's done what I wanted it to, but it's only done part of what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is delete that link. Now, to make it so that I can link the whole of the model, what I do is I select all 5 of the bodies, and then I right click on it, come down to link actions and create a simple link group. And what that does is it creates a simple connection point that we can now use in the link tool. So if I click on the link group, come back to my floor plan, and then click on the link tool, you can see that it's brought in the whole of the desk model. Now I'll turn on the rest of the model to demonstrate how we can position this desk within the floor plan. And what I'm going to do is switch to a top view just so we can see it. So what we can do is we click on the link group and right click and select transform tool. So this means we can just transform the link like we would any other object, rotate it, move it, etc., etc. Come back to an isometric view and you can see that it's been moved around as I expect it to. Now I will link in the lamp. So we select the lamp body, come back to the floor plan and click on the link tool, and then we will just move that into position. I think I might just put it in the corner for the moment. When I save that, again, it will just ask me if I want to save all the dependencies as well. So you can see it's a pretty powerful little tool. Well, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, click the like button below. Please feel free to leave comments or topic suggestions below as well. I'm very grateful for the support that I've received on this channel, and if you'd like to support the channel, please consider buying me a coffee through the link in the description below. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.